那我想，Kevin，
Thank you, thank you. Hey, so I would agree with much of what Brian said, especially when it comes to the size of government and the layers of government in the United States. I know in where I live in Michigan, we have our local government, county government, state government, and then you have the federal government. The closer you are to that layer of government, the more it affects you. So what your local mayor and city council is doing is probably more impactful on your life than what the president or Congress is doing. And I think people, especially in Michigan, they're paying more attention to what is your mayor up to, or what is your county commissioner doing that might affect your life. One thing I will push back on, though, is that I don't know if people have as much information as they used to have. And so that's why I appreciate the question, is that each city, especially cities, medium cities like the size of our cities in Michigan, they would all have their own independent newspaper. Westland had a paper, Madison Heights had a paper, Royal Oak had a paper, Livonia had a paper. That's kind of going away now. So city of Detroit has a couple newspapers. There's a few newspapers in our area, but like my city is the 9th largest city in the state of Michigan, almost 90,000 people. We don't have a newspaper anymore. So people are turning to Facebook, YouTube, and other outlets in the internet to get their local news. That's the news now. That's the town square. And I think it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, because you have more layers of bias with online personalities, activists, YouTubers, Facebook pages that call themselves news pages. There's layers of bias there. I know in my town there's Facebook pages that love me. There's Facebook pages that I can do nothing right. You know, everything I do is a mistake. But I think there's also some positive there too, because you have some activists that will go into city meetings where typically only 5 or 10 people would traditionally attend, and now thousands of people are seeing that live stream online. And so there's a lot more participation there as people watch these meetings on their phones. And actually a couple months ago, I was out of town and there was a city budget meeting, and typically I'm at every single one. I think we had about 8 this year. I was at 7 of them, but there was one where I was in California out of town, and as I landed, that meeting started, and I'm on my phone watching the meeting being live streamed by a local activist. And I put in my earbuds as I got off the plane. I'm watching the meeting, and then somebody in the meeting started saying, well, the mayor said this, the mayor said you can't do that, he said, and it was all these things that I had never said. And so I got on the live stream in the comments and I said, well, that's inaccurate, that's not what I said, just so people know. And there was a few thousand people who watched that meeting. And typically there would only be maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 people who would watch that kind of meeting. So I think it goes both ways, that there is some more bias, but then there's also a lot more exposure in some ways too, when you have these kinds of things being live streamed and online. And then the other question was about getting kind of the corporate money out of government. That's a tough one. Corporate PAC money really has a stranglehold on almost every layer of government. One thing that's happening in Michigan, though, is there is a citizen-led petition drive to put on the ballot to ban state office holders from accepting corporate PAC money. I don't know how that'll go, but I think it's encouraging. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Thank you. So I think the president's take on that is, it's not a gift to him, it's a gift to the country. It's a gift to the U.S. Air Force, which is responsible for transporting the president. So I think that's how he got around it being a gift. It's not a personal gift, it's a gift to the U.S. Air Force.